Hello, friends. I am so pleased with myself. Like, I almost cannot see straight. So, Friday, I was feeling really scattered. Like, I had multiple projects that I wanted to work on, but none that were like incredibly time sensitive. Like, I have a lot of things that I wanted to get together before like Monday morning. But I knew that Nathan would be playing and dancing at a little Irish symposium on Friday night and Saturday, and then Dungeons and Dragons for him Friday night. And I knew that I would have a lot of time. So like I looked at my list of things that I had to do and the time I had available, and I just really didn't want to do anything on Friday, even though it was traditionally a magic work day for me. So I decided to finally get to work on a project that I have had stewing in the back of my head for months. Actually, the Narrative Alchemy Tarot began as this project and then just really blew up to become an actual, deck that we can hold in our hands. But on Friday, I created a musical tarot deck, a playlist in Spotify that with a song for each card. And my only rule was I don't want to say know every word to every song, because there are some things that Dave Matthews says that I am determined are not words. So I don't know every word to every song, but every song on this list is incredibly familiar to me. There are songs from my childhood. There are songs that remind me of times that I dated Nathan. There are songs that remind me of certain people. There are songs that I associate with specific yoga classes, yoga teachers. This list, this tarot deck, which I have called Autumn the Grey Tarot, because I have a playlist from 2010. Oh my gosh, from 2010. That I think every song from that playlist is actually on the deck. That was a really, really hard time for me, the fall of 2010. But the playlist that came from it is nothing short of just absolute magic. So I decided to name my playlist deck after my favorite playlist that I've ever created, which is Autumn the Grey. So this is the Autumn the Grey Tarot. I don't know, like part of me says, yes, I'll share it. And part of me feels like it's way too personal to share. I sent it to my friend Tina. I will share it with Nathan, of course, but I'm unsure about sharing it bigger than that. I mean, if it's enough to you to want it, you can, screenshot things. Like, I'm not hiding anything. But there are a lot of things that just feel like I wouldn't want to explain why some of my song choices. But for each song, I also made sure that I have a lyric that specifically speaks to the card. And some of these I am actually really, really proud of. And there are a few that... and I say a few, there are two that I'm not sure of. So that's where I'll start. So the two cards, strangely enough, that I had the hardest time finding songs for, and I feel like I kind of just had to really stretch to make songs fit, are the Hermit and Temperance. So I am actively soliciting suggestions for the Hermit and Temperance, song suggestions that you feel meet the Hermit and Temperance, meet that energy. And I mean, if you send me a song suggestion, I'll send you a link to my playlist. I feel like that's a trade, right? If you can help me with the Hermit or Temperance, I will happily share my playlist. So a couple of the lyrics that I'm really, really pleased with. I'll just go ahead and share. I know that I can't share actual music, which is a bummer, but a couple of the song choices that I'm super pleased with. For the full, I chose Finally Woken by Jim. And the lyric is, "Today's the first day of the rest of your life." I really want to sing, but I'm not going to. I had a really hard time deciding if I felt like I wanted Finally Woken to be the full or the world, but then I was also really pleased with the world. And there was no way of stopping it. And actually, the song that I chose for the world is what started this project. So the song I chose for the world is "Universal Sound" by Tyler Childers. I am not a Tyler Childers fan. I'm very just neutral about Tyler Childers, but a friend of mine is a very big fan, and Lydia one day was like, "This song reminds me of you," and I cannot hear it without bawling. So I mean, absolute like ugly cry. On Friday morning, I went through Starbucks. There was not long enough of a line to do drive-through tarot, and this song came up on the shuffle, and I was like ugly crying as I was paying. It was kind of hilarious and kind of really sad, and I had to tell the barista, it's just a song, buddy. It's just a song. I'm okay. And that's what made me decide to actually sit down and do this playlist. When I was like, the Universal Sound is such a world card. I'm like, I'm just gonna play around and see. A couple of other lyrics that I really like. So for Death, I chose "The Shadow of Death" by the Whistles and the Bells. The shadow of death is just the beginning of my story. I wish I could sing because like the song is stunning. For Justice, I chose "Pay for What You Get" by the Dave Matthews Band. For The Wheel, "Change of Time" by Josh Ritter. Perfect tower song. If you don't know Lightning Strike by Soul Patrol, it's fantastic. What if this storm ends and I don't see you as you are now ever again? Some of these are like really deep cuts that I absolutely love. For Judgment, I chose "Standing Outside a Broken Phone Booth with Money in My Hand" by Primitive Radio Gods. There's a decent amount of Dave Matthews on here. There's some Two of Swords is "Torn" by Natalie Imbruglia. Page of Swords is "Closing Time" by Semisonic. I've got U2 on here. I've got covers. Welcome Home by Radical Face for the Three of Wands. And I know that's interesting with the Three of Wands being like waiting for the transition, and Welcome Home is a little bit, it takes a minute, but it's more about coming home to what's next, not coming home to what holds you back. Yeah. Movement and Location by the Punch Brothers for the Eight of Wands. Again, super proud of that. And some of them, November and Calvin and Hobbes by Peter Mulvey for the King of Wands. Without being able to play you these songs, this is kind of sad. But I love it. And I have a feeling that this will probably be something that shifts and changes for me. My plan is to, like, once I have a solid song for the Hermit and Temperance, I'm just not happy with either that I have. Once I feel I've got solid, that I'm gonna like actually lock it down and then revisit it maybe twice a year, maybe by the quarter, maybe, I don't know, but like Autumn the Gray will stay. And then maybe, Spring the Green or Winter the Red or Winter the Black or whatever. Or who knows? There is a Christmas song on here too, by the way, because of course there is. I'm a Bentley. Anyway, if you really want to play with deepening your relationship with tarot, which is something that I'm trying to do all the time, and I'm at a point in my studies where I feel like a card, like I see a card in a deck and it teaches me less about the deck and more about the card or more about tarot in general. I've tried to explain this to several people and the words still aren't coming out right. but I feel like I have made this jump from learning learning a deck to learning tarot. And see, I don't know. It feels philosophical, and I don't have words for it. But creating a tarot playlist really solidified what cards mean for me. And the way I did this, I have a few playlists that I love. For example, I have Autumn the Gray. I went through my Spotify playlist for the songs that I had played the most in 21, 20. I think I had back through 17, maybe even 16. I think 17 was the first year. But looking at the songs I had played the most year by year. And then a couple, I have a master yoga playlist of like every song that I ever use to teach a yoga class. And then a couple of playlists that friends had made. Thank you, Tina. One of yours was particularly helpful. Was it chill mood or relaxed mood or something? Tina was just like, I love all of these songs because of your playlist. So it's chill maybe? Tina, I don't know. I don't know. This was really, really fun. And it didn't take me as long as I thought it would. I mean, it took me like 4 hours, but I would spend that long on an hour-long playlist for a yoga class. Playlists are kind of like my love language, and I forgot how much I missed that since I'm not teaching yoga anymore. And I would be teaching yoga if I thought that there was a responsible way to do anything on a regular basis in public anymore. But that's neither here nor there. I'm rambling. When I start talking about the pandemic, that means I gotta go, especially considering I've talked for 12 minutes with you just having fast motion, me playing on my computer screen. As a reminder, if you have song suggestions for The Hermit and Temperance, please let me know. And if you want a link to, if you make a suggestion and want a link, let me know and I'll give it to you. All right, friends, have a lovely day. Vlogmas is almost over. I've almost done it. I'll see you soon. Bye.